Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for being here. My name is Andrew, coming to you from the beautiful Carolinas. Today's topic is going to be why few understand what you went through. Think about that for a minute. Everyone, if you like the content, please like, subscribe, and share. So very few people indeed know what you went through. I'm talking about that narcissistic relationship. Most people can't fathom what the narcissist is, what they do, and how it affects people's mindset. It affects their clarity, it affects their life, their relationships, their health, their purpose, their job, everything about them. It's not until people go through this cycle themselves that they really get the wisdom and they really understand, wow, that relationship was the most debilitating, life-threatening, taxing, challenging relationship I'd ever been a part of. How did I not know about this? Well, you didn't know about it, again, because you weren't taught this in school. And truth be told, you weren't supposed to figure it out, but you did, just like I did. And once you figured it out and you wrapped your head around what these people are capable of doing, what they had done, what they did before they met you, and what they're doing right now as they're gallivanting the globe, then it blows your mind how they can do this. Because the narcissist is a master manipulator. They go into relationships and they enter them under one false pretense or another. They assimilate themselves with people, and then they punish those people for being themselves, because the narcissist is envious and jealous, and they want to take what you have. They want to take what you possess, which, again, I've shared this for so many years creating videos. They want to take your time, relationships, love, money, empathy, purpose, health, everything and more. They don't want anyone to ever put two and two together. They don't want anyone to ever see behind the mask. They don't want anyone to ever know what they had done and how they did it. But you're one of the wise ones, so you figured it out. You cracked the code, you found that needle in a haystack, and now you're healing, or you've healed. And so when you are healing post-relationship, this is when you've gotten your first light bulb moment, and you're wrapping your head around what narcissism is, and subsequent days for the rest of your life afterwards. When you wrap your head around that, then you say to yourself, oh my goodness, I need to communicate. I need to talk with people who can understand me, who can be there for me. Because what you are needing to do, just like what I had to do, is you're going to have to unwind all the toxicity that was dumped into you and your mind and your energy and your life and everything about you. You have to remove that, because this is an energetic exchange. The narcissist stole your beautiful, bright, shining light, your energy and everything about you, and your identity, and they transformed all of your resources into themselves, and they left you with nothing but a relationship you need to heal from, nothing but toxicity, nothing but gaslighting, stonewalling, triangulation, being blamed, verbal abuse, mental abuse, emotional abuse, financial abuse, etc. You have to unwind all of that. The narcissist doesn't have anything to unwind. They don't have anything to heal from, which is why they go from one relationship to the next relationship so effortlessly, because they don't care about human beings as beautiful, bright, shining lights. They care about human beings as being taken advantage of. What does a person provide? Which opportunity or what utility can that person provide for me? That's what the narcissist says, and that's what they think. But having said all those things, once you wrap your head around what these people are capable of doing, that's when you really, really have to slow your life down. And what you will need to do is, or what you're going to want to do, is talk with people and talk with them about what you went through. And you're going to share your experiences with them, and you're going to bounce things off of them. And you will find out this rather quickly, if you haven't already, that most of these people will not know what you're talking about. They're not going to understand what you're talking about. They're not going to have the wisdom. They're not going to have the time. They're not going to have the patience. They're not going to have any way to understand what you went through. And there's a little disruption right there. They're not going to have any way to wrap their head around what you are experiencing, because if they didn't go through it, they don't know what it is. If they didn't go through it, they're going to get burned out. If they didn't go through it, they're not going to have the bandwidth or the mindset to help you. Now, can these people be there for you? Of course they can. Can they listen to you? Yes, they can. But most of these people will get burned out. And most of these people won't understand what you went through, because the person or the version of the person that you're considering, they don't know anything other than the version that they know, which is the shiny which is not the shiny it's the person to the exterior. You see, that the narcissist is Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, or Dr. Jekyll and Mrs. Hyde, however you want to call it. To the exterior, they're one person, and that's called the mask. That's what they want to show people.
Is it
And
ticklish?
that's what most people believe, that they're the best person ever. They're so caring, considerate, and compassionate, and they have all the love, and they care about their jobs and their relationship. Well, that's what they're supposed to think. That's what the narcissist wants people to think. But behind the four walls of your house, that's when you're being peppered with abuse. That's when the not good side comes out usually, or it comes out in moving cars, or when you're on vacation, or your birthday, or a holiday, or a celebration, or a get-together, or any average day of the week, month, year, or decade. Because once the narcissist knows that they have somebody placed in that trauma bond, in that narcissistic fog, and that's where you were, maybe you're still there and you're removing yourself from it, that's when they begin to extract all of your resources. Now, I've said that so frequently over the years in videos, and not only is it completely true, but it is exactly how these people survive. It's how these people go from one person to the next person. And it's because they need to keep people's attention. They need to keep people's mindset. They need to keep people stuck and trapped. So when you were in that relationship, you were being manipulated, you were being taken advantage of, you were doing things you never thought you would do, saying things you never thought you would say, and experiencing poor behaviors that you never thought in a million years even existed at the hands of the toxic narcissistic person. But when you're out, what you will find is you're going to want to talk to people, communicate with people, and to share your experiences and let it out and to vent and to be and have healthy two-way communication. Now, number one, you could never do that with the narcissist because, well, they're the narcissist. Number two, you can talk to other people, but if they haven't gone through it, they will get burned out. And you don't want to be the person who's burning out all of your friend groups or all of your immediate family members. What you need to be doing is you need to be healing. And so this is why I can finish your sentence in a second. And my hope is, unfortunately, eventually you'll be able to finish my sentence. Because once you come through the cycle and you rise through the ashes like a phoenix and you put yourself back together, that's when you've healed. Now, the healing path is not linear. It will take time. It will take a lot of time. But in your time, you will heal if you utilize the tools that are provided for you with each and every video I create, and with the comments and the community's wisdom, because they too have gone through it. And unfortunately, most of us on the channel have gone through it. But all these things you're going to find out post-relationship that few will understand you. Many people will say that things like this to you when you're healing. They're going to say, well, just get back out and start dating. Or the best way to get over somebody is to get under somebody. Or they'll say, what's the big deal? That relationship ended a year ago. You should be out by now. Like, what's the problem? Or you're still talking about them. Oh my gosh, talk to me when you're done talking about them. I can't hear your name again. Or they will say things like, well, what took you so long? If I was in that relationship, I would have left it years ago. I don't know, what's your problem? I don't get it. Why did you stay in it? You should have known. You see, they will blame you, and they will think that it's so easy to remove yourself from the jaws or the clutches of a narcissist. That's not easy. It's the most challenging, debilitating, life-threatening experience known to humankind, which is breaking the trauma bond and getting away from those people. Having said that, your average person who hasn't gone through the cycle, they can't fathom what you're talking about. They can't understand that, yes, this is brainwashing. Yes, it is manipulation. Yes, it is the high-low, push-pull. Yes, it is you walking around on eggshells. Yes, it is you being in the narcissistic fog, being the indentured servant, the walking apology, the chauffeur, the pool boy, the person who plans vacations, the sounding board, and the walking ATM, etc. No one can wrap their head around that unless you went through it, because what people will say who haven't gone through it is they will say, well, wait, you watched your bank account, maybe you had a whole bunch of money, you watched it disappear, like, what were you thinking? Why didn't you stop giving them money or putting a roof over their head or buying them things? Again, that's what people that haven't gone through it may think, but when you're in it, you're doing everything you can do to stay in it, even though you don't know that that is a life-threatening, debilitating relationship. Because again, you're in the narcissistic fog, or you were in the trauma bond, so you are connected with the narcissist. And yes, you are connected 4 different ways: emotionally, financially, physically, and spiritually. And those 4 ties need to be cut post-relationship. But getting back to, as the thumbnail mentioned, why few people will understand what you went through, it's because it's so easy for an average human being who hasn't gone through the cycle to judge other people. It's easy for them to give their opinion. It's easy for them to act like they can put themselves in your shoes, although they have no ability to do so at all. These people don't know what the trauma bond is. They don't know what narcissism is. And they don't know how challenging it is to stay in that relationship and to remove the toxicity from your veins. This is why post-relationship you have to heal. You have to meditate, you have to see a therapist, you have to journal, you have to watch videos, you have to write, heal childhood wounds, and stay insulated and protected in that cocoon of boundaries. Now, for an average person, if I said to them, hey, have you ever been in the cocoon of boundaries? They're going to say, don't know what you're talking about, but sounds like you need some help. Well, that's not the case. I invented the term cocoon of boundaries because that's exactly where I was living for 2 years and 2 days. And that's where so many people are right now on the healing path. When you're in the cocoon of boundaries, it's a place where you don't want to go out. You're not being isolated by the narcissist. You are self-isolating, and there's a huge difference there between being isolated and self-isolated. And it's when you're slowing your life down and you just don't want to go out. You don't want to go to the store. You don't want to see people. You don't want to go to the places you used to go to any longer. And you're processing things. This is when the rumination begins to disappear and fade away. This is when all of the sleepless nights begin to pay off. Not that you want to go through them, but you will have to. This is when you will gain weight or lose weight. This is when you will begin to realize not just that the narcissist try to destroy your life, but you will exit that rabbit hole of education for a moment, and you will go down and look closely at your immediate family members, at your friends, your colleagues, your coworkers, your neighbors, people in communities and organizations you are and or were a part of, and you will identify who certain people are. You see, it starts with one person. It starts with the narcissist. And that person who tried to destroy your life and take everything from you, but couldn't because you're here.
And they
failed miserably. But when you understand who they are and what they did, then the natural path, each and every one of us have done this. We look closely at our parents, we look closely at our siblings, at our friends, our colleagues, and everyone else. And as we do that, we realize, oh my gosh, it wasn't just the narcissist. It was my sister. It was my mom. It was my neighbor. It was my teacher. It's the person I'm in business with right now. It's my coworker. It's the reverend. It's the person on the bus. It's the waitstaff. They're everywhere. Now again, I don't go walking on the planet, walking around looking for the narcissist. I'm sharing one person's real life experience, which is when you're in that cocoon of boundaries. That's a safe place to be. And I stayed in there as long as I needed to stay in there until I removed myself. And my hope is you're either in there and you're healing and working on yourself, or you've removed yourself. But nobody, and I mean nobody, can tell you when you'll heal. There's no class, there's no magic pill, there's no wand that can be waved when someone will tell you when you're going to heal. Healing is directly contingent upon how much work you place within yourself. It's a direct correlation to how much work you place into yourself. Nobody can heal for you. Nobody can tell you what your mindset is. People can listen to you and they can guide you and steer you and help you and be there for you if they've been through it. But if they haven't been through it, they will get burned out. And eventually they're not going to be able to wrap their head around what you're talking about. And another thing, many people that actually do love and care about you, I am not talking about the narcissist, I'm talking about people that after you're healing or after you've been discarded or ended when you're healing, many people don't want to see you in pain because it hurts them, because what you're going through actually affects them. Think about what I'm sharing. There's so many different nuances and layers upon layers upon layers of the healing path, and layers upon layers upon layers of learning with the narcissistic abusive awareness and with the healing path. And the cocoon of boundaries is just one of those things. But as the thumbnail mentioned, before I get ready to close the video, why few people understand what you went through is because they didn't go through it. And to those people are living their lives. They're concerned about paying the rent or getting their car bill paid or Amazon or what the latest fashion clothes are going to be for the upcoming season, etc. They have their own lives, and that's okay. Remember, at one point you too were focusing on yourself, and then lo and behold, you met the behemoth, the juggernaut, the narcissist, and they spun your world upside down. And then all that focus and energy, time, money, love, everything else, it went from going into you and improving or benefiting your life into the narcissist. This is what they do. They want the unpaid helper, they want the walk-in apology, etc. And they want people stuck in that zombie-like, trance-like state, the narcissistic fog, and they know this, which is why few people will understand you. This is why many people not only can't wrap their head around what narcissism is until it's too late and until it affects them, but they just think it's a nothing burger. It's no big thing. What's the big deal? Just, it was a relationship, move on. Like, what's the problem? Well, try being in my mind for 10 minutes. Try being in the mind of a person who is trying to detox from the narcissistic abuse. Try and be in the mind of somebody who was me to process how you could be betrayed, how you could be lied to, cheated on, assets stolen, relationships blown up, how somebody could wear a mask for a long period of time, which even could be 10 minutes or 50 years. How could somebody do that? How could the narcissist be essentially an imposter, being a shapeshifter, being somebody, and how could they act so eloquently and so well? How could they maintain that mask for so long? When you have to wrap your head around things like that, it blows your mind because you weren't taught this in school. What you were taught was get married, have the white picket fence, the dog and the 2 kids, and get the latest car and go to 95 and toe the company line, etc. And what happens in the family stays in the family, and believe in faith and believe in the religion, whatever organization you're a part of or group or belief, and everything's going to be fine. Well, no, that's the old mentality. The new mentality is everybody's different. Some people have zero empathy. Some people have nothing but toxicity. Some people are the narcissists. Some people are people just living their lives, and they're not either extreme. But no 2 people are the same. And with toxicity, after being in the relationship, what you went through, you now wrap your head around that not everyone thinks the way you think, not everyone has your best interest at heart, and very few people are actually there to knock on your door when that relationship ended and you needed someone to be there for you. Very few people were there, if anybody. You see, there's an expression, live together, die alone. What that means is, yeah, you may have been a part of a family, maybe you still are, but essentially when it's your time, you're going to pass. And I don't want to be morbid or think about the afterlife, but we all are going to leave the planet one day. The thing is, what really matters is, wow, beautiful bird. What really matters is who is there for you through thick and thin? Who is there for you when the chips are down? Who is there for you when you need a friend? Who is there for you when you need someone to communicate with? Were people there for you? I can't tell you. What I can tell you is post-relationship, once you figured out what narcissism was, very few people could understand what you went through. And even to this day, very few people can wrap their head around what you went through. Again, if you went through it, you lived it, you know what I'm talking about. You can finish my sentence and I can certainly finish yours. But if you didn't live it, to you it's just whatever, no big thing. What's the problem? Just move on, just get back out there, start dating, or okay, so your brother or sister doesn't talk to you any longer, so they stole $500,000, who cares, whatever. Get it. It doesn't work that way. It's not just cut and dry like that. You have to wrap your head around the betrayal. You have to wrap your head around the mask. You have to wrap your head around Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. You have to wrap your head around that person who never cared about you. You have to wrap your head around that they had disdain for you. You had to wrap your head around that so many other people took the other side of you and you went in your side when the relationship ended because the smear campaign was well underway and you didn't even know what the smear campaign was. So this is why I share videos each and every day. This is why I create videos, and this is why you really need to be patient and kind with yourself. You need to focus on yourself and understand that, yeah, the narcissist took their best shot at you, but you are here and you're healing or you've healed. And yes, in fact, tough pill to swallow, but few people will understand what you went through. If you went through it, God bless you, you're an incredibly strong human being. If you didn't go through it, you're still watching the video, God bless you, you're getting some education. If you went through it, and this is the first video you're consuming, stay on the path. Continue to move forward each and every day. Focus on yourself. Realize the narcissist doesn't care about you. They don't care about anybody but themselves. And you will see better days ahead as long as you continue to focus on yourself and drown out the toxicity of the narcissist. But at the end of the day, few people will understand what you went through. They really will. It's not their fault as far as the narcissistic abusive relationship goes through, because they don't understand it. It's like an alien landed down on the planet and consumed your energy, and you're trying to explain to somebody, and an average person has no idea what you're talking about. That's why these people get burned out. But that's why if you've gone through it, you can tell in just a quick glance, or you can tell with a few words that somebody says that, wow, they've been through something. Maybe it was a toxic relationship, but they're watching how they use the words. They're being very patient, selective. They're observing. They're not oversharing. And they look like they know who they are. Because remember, you had to lose yourself to find yourself. You and I had to lose ourselves to find ourselves. And the narcissist knew exactly who we were the minute they met us. Guess what? They don't know who we are now because we've evolved, ascended, and elevated higher than the sun, the moon, and the stars. This is called the pinnacle of indifference, the mountaintop of indifference, where you no longer care about the narcissist or anybody from that period of time because you've healed and you've absolutely accepted, although it's a tough pill to swallow, you've accepted that few will ever understand what you went through, which is exactly why I create videos each and every day to help those people who don't even know that they need help. Because at one point that was me, and it certainly was you. Everyone, that's the video. I hope you liked it. I loved doing it from the beautiful Carolinas. This is Andrew. Namaste. Have a great afternoon, evening, or morning, no matter where you are on the planet. You're not alone. Remember that. You are not alone. I love you all. God bless you. And I'll talk to you tomorrow. And we had a couple of visitors walking around because this is a beautiful location where I am. Just want to let you know that understand something. You are healing. Be patient. Be centered. Focus on yourself. Control what you can control. And really get the message here that Few people will ever understand what you went through. The main point for the close of this video is to let you know that you're out, you're healing. My hope is you've gone no contact, etc. Process that relationship, journal, meditate, see a therapist, etc. But really slow your life down, stay in that cocoon of boundaries, and wrap your head around you should be very fortunate and grateful that not only are you out, but you've healed or you're healing, because the narcissist had an insurmountable advantage over you from the minute they met you until the minute that relationship ended. But you knocked them out for the count. You KO'd the behemoth. You crushed the monster. You destroyed the beast, and you devastated the demon. These people, my hope, are out of your life, and you've gone no contact, etc. Understand they tried to capture and steal and take and destroy you and your beautiful, bright, shining light, but they failed, and they failed miserably, which is why you're here. I love you all. God bless you, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye, everybody. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for being here. My name is Andrew, coming to you from the beautiful Carolinas. Today's topic is going to be when the narcissist realizes you've won. Think about that for a moment.